So guys, today let's solve a few more numericals based on the same chapter. Enthalpy of formation is what we were trying to learn. We will figure it out. I think I've got around 5 to 6 numericals. Lovely numericals these are, but this is with actual values. Okay, in a sense, when you're trying to solve, one suggestion is make sure you guys keep your calculators next to you and then solve. And let's start. I'm supposed to find the formation of enthalpy of formation. Enthalpy of formation. This is the question of acetylene gas. Acetylene. Acetyllene. Okay. Now, first is they won't give the meaning of acetylene. You should know. I mean, the good thing is this is simple. Acetylene is nothing but C2H2. Now, obviously, along with this, we get three equations. These are actual equations. Okay, this is how it is given to me. 2C plus 2O2. Now, the reason I'm trying to specify this specific equation here is because in simple language, it's been balanced. Okay, so that's exactly what we wanted. And delta H is equal to minus 786.4 kilojoules. Now, see how I would argue here is I would take off the 2 and 2 and 2. Okay, that's also one of the ways of telling it, not to worry. Okay, if the equation is given like this also is the same. Don't try to change any of the values. That's what it's given to be as a minus. Next is H2 plus O2 gives me H2O. For this, the value of delta H is equal to minus 285.8 kilojoules. Next is last equation, C2H2 plus 5 by 2 O2. Careful, gives me 2 CO2. This is what's given to me. For this also, delta H is equal to minus 1297. Okay, careful. I'm supposed to find C2H2. Now, what I told you, we start off with writing our own equation, which says C2H2. Okay, but since it says enthalpy of formation, so that small mistake I made. Formation meaning the C2H2 should be on the product side. So write C2H2. Ask yourself a question. C2H2 has how many letters in it? It has C in it. It has H in it. You write that. Now, how many carbons in this case? 2 carbons. But H does not exist. H2 only exists. Check if it is balanced. It is balanced. So this is what I want. This is my general equation. My answer, basically. I start off my answer. I start off my question writing this. Now, I wanted C on the left-hand side, H2 on the left-hand side, C2H2 on the right-hand side. That's my main logic. I come back to my first equation. C should be on my left-hand side. Okay. So I should write, okay, equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3. Should I reverse equation 1 or should I retain equation 1? 100% the answer is retain the equation 1 because C is on the left-hand side. So it becomes C plus O2 gives you CO2. I am not going to write the value of delta H right now. Later I'll write. Okay, I forgot to write the comments. Retaining equation 1. Okay, now next is I wanted H2 on the left-hand side. I'll retain that also. So retaining equation 2 also I'll retain. So it becomes H2 plus half O2. H2 plus half O2 gives us H2O. I retain. Okay. Now, for the last one, I'm supposed to reverse it. Okay, cool. Because I wanted C2H2 on my right-hand side. In the question, it was on my left-hand side. I'll reverse. So once I reverse, it becomes 2CO2 is becoming C2H2 plus 5 by 2 O2. C2H2 plus 5 by 2 O2. I'll start adding the delta H from the last equation. Since I reversed it, it becomes plus 1297. Change it. Now, first two, I retained it, which means copy paste the same thing. Absolutely zero changes. So delta H for the first one was minus 786.4. I copy that. For the second one was minus 285. Minus 285. 1 second. Did I write minus? Yeah, minus. Cool. Minus 285 only 0.8. I wrote this. Now, I'm supposed to do that math little. Whatever is, we'll have to check what and all is happening here. Now, common sense here is, I'm supposed to scratch off whatever is required, whatever is not required. We will do that work right now. And hopefully we will be able to get the answer. So let's say I wanted to see what and all can be cancelled here. Fine. Here, O2, I am not that comfortable here. So what I'm going to do here is, wait. I'll try to multiply the second equation with 2. Multiplying the second equation with 2. In that case, what happens? It becomes 2H2. Into 2, if you do, it gets cancelled. It becomes 1O2 plus 2H2O. So since I multiplied by that by 2, this also I'll multiply by 2. Done. Okay. Now what happened? Okay. Let me continue right now. If you see left hand, I'll use a different color. Left hand side, there are two O2s. Okay, right hand side there are 2.5 O2s. I hope you guys know why 2.5, because 5 by 2 is nothing but 2.5. Okay, both of them will get cancelled. 2 O2 and the 2.5 O2 will get cancelled, and you'll be able to get this answer here. Okay, so 2O2 minus 2.5 O2, what remains is 1.5, sorry, 0.5 O2 is what remains. 1 by 2 O2 is what remains, that too on the right hand side. Okay, that too on the right hand side. Keep this in mind. Let's see if I'll be able to simplify that also by scratching a few more things. Now, if you observe properly, here, CO2, here I have 2 in number, here I have 1 in number. Okay, so I'll multiply with, oh, I mean, guys, now, I mean, sorry. The question was 2, 2, and 2. No, I forgot. I'll keep the same 2 as it is. 2, 2, 2. They gave that with a purpose, basically. I overthought about it. Okay. So now this 2CO2 and this 2CO2 gets cancelled. Now, if you actually see this 2O2 plus 1O2, it becomes, it becomes, wait 1 second. Is it required? Not required. In fact, guys, 1 minute, wait. I'll redo the calculation part because of the change in this. We wrote one extra thing. No, wait 1 second. There's an easier way to solve this, in fact, because 2CO2 was copied. I mean, 2CO2 was given to us. So this was the question. Now, if you see, 2CO2, 2CO2 got cancelled. They're trying to make the question easy. Okay, fine. 2O2 plus half O2 gives me 2 plus half is how much? 2 and half. Okay. 2 and half and 5 by 2 both are same. If you're wondering how, 2 plus 1 by 2 gives you 5 by 2 only. So in simple language, the O2 will get cancelled. These two things and this will get cancelled. Now, do you realize as to why they gave 2, 2, 2 initially only? To make sure that we guys use it. Now, what and all is remaining? Right hand side, I can see 2 waters. Okay, one water. This 2 is what we wrote. Yeah, this not only in the question, only H2O was there. Fine. So 1 water was correct. So left hand side, 2C, I mean, 2C and H2 is remaining. Right hand side, we have H2 is there, and right hand side is H2O is there. Fine. Everything got cancelled. In the first equation, what was required to me? Whatever was required, I copy pasted as it is. So 2C was there. I'll take it off. 2C was there. Plus, in the second equation, what was remaining? H2 was there on the left hand side. Gives me. On the right hand side, what and all was remaining? For me, what was remaining is, I think I copied one. Guys, 1 second. See, the third equation H2O is given here. Okay. So once I reverse it, this becomes plus H2O. Gets cancelled. I mean, when I realized, I mean, how I realized was H2O was remaining. No, so I that's why I checked the question. Okay. So H2O was given here in the question. You scratch it off. Now what is remaining? 2C plus H2 is done. Left hand side gives you C2H2. Simple. Now what do? A regular addition. We add both of them, minus 786 minus 285. You'll be getting some answer. Plus 1297. Do that math. You'll be getting the answer as 224. Plus 224. Plus 224 is the answer for 224.8 kilojoules. Simple. Okay. So careful while copying the question. Don't copy the question incorrectly. If something is given to us in terms of already balanced, copy that also same. Okay. Next. Next question says enthalpy of combustion. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Okay. I'm supposed to find enthalpy of formation of ethylene gas. This is the question. Ethylene gas. I'm supposed to form the formation. Ethylene meaning what do we know? C2H4. This is important. Won't be given to us. I'm supposed to understand this. Okay. I'll go to the next slide. I'll write C2H4 initially. I'll come back to my left hand side. I wanted 2 letters, C as well as H2. I'll balance it. 2 here. 2 here. Balancing done. I'll go back to the remaining part of the question. What and all is given to me? It's given to me that, okay, they're telling, okay, guys, this was one of the questions, okay? They'll be like enthalpy of combustion of carbon, hydrogen, and ethylene gas. That's how they give. They won't give equations. In this case, what to do? I'll repeat the question. They're telling enthalpy of combustion. Combustion always means add oxygen, O2, okay? They're telling first of carbon. So you write carbon plus O2 gives you what? CO2, obviously. Okay, for this delta H value is given to us, but the equation is not given to me. They're given me in terms of letters. Sorry, in terms of words. Minus 98. This is given to me. Next is combustion of hydrogen. Hydrogen, you write. You put O2 gives you H2O. Correct. Again, balance it, half O2. We are comfortable with half anyways. For this, the value of delta H is also given to me as minus 64 they gave me. Again, if you ask me, sir, how is it changing? Because the unit is changing. This is kilocal. I mean, calories. Okay. Next is ethylene, they've told combustion. So C2H4 plus O2. Again, 10 standard stuff. When you add a organic compound with oxygen, we get carbon dioxide plus water. We'll balance it off. C2. So basically, I'll put a 2 here, and it'll be 2, 3, 3 here, and it'll be 2H2. For this also, delta H is given to me. Minus 337 kilocal. Guys, please understand, in this case, equations were not given, and in this case, words were given. Combustion meaning add oxygen and balance it. Balancing only is important. Okay. Now, obviously, I will retain equation 1, equation 2. Why? Because C and both of them were on the left hand side. I will reverse it. When you reverse the last equation, it becomes a plus. Simple. Okay. Now what we will do here is first equation, I'll copy that only. Retaining equation 1. Equation 1, if you retain, it becomes C plus O2 gives you CO2. Okay. For this, the value of delta H is equal to minus 98. Okay. Then we'll again retain equation 2. Please make sure you guys have the right statements. H2 plus half O2 gives me H2O. Done. Now, reversing. Guys, 1 second. Delta H is equal to, I guess it is minus 68, 64. Yeah, minus 64. Last one is reverse. When we reverse it, it becomes 2CO2 plus 2H2O. 2CO2 plus 2H2O gives me C2H4 plus 3O2. C2H4 plus 3O2. In this case, delta H becomes plus 337. 337 kilocal. Okay. Now, what can all can be cancelled? What can all can not be cancelled? We'll check here. So we wanted carbon, fine. First, directly we'll see. Okay, in this case, think for a second and then let's solve, because you might get confused. See here, half is there, and here O2 are whole number is there. So I'll multiply by 2. So it becomes 2 into 2 if I do gets cancelled, 2H2O. Therefore, into 2 I wrote here. Similarly, I wanted 2C anyway. So I'll put 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Since I put 2 everywhere, I'll put this also as 2. Now see, on the left-hand side, there are 2 plus 1 oxygens, 3O2, and this 3O2 will get cancelled. Agree? 2 plus 1 after getting cancelled, 3O2 got cancelled. Next, 2C and 2H2 is what I wanted. Fine. But automatically 2CO2 and this 2CO2 gets cancelled. 2H2O, 2H2O got cancelled. Everything got cancelled. Whatever is remaining, I'll circle it. Okay. 2C is remaining plus 2H2 is remaining, gives me C2H4. Okay. But in this case, I'm supposed to show the multiplication here. Minus 98 into 2 you should do, and this is plus. Minus 98 into 2, use your calculators, please. It becomes minus 196. Okay. Then 64 into 2 is 128, minus 128. This as it is. So 196, add 128, you'll get some answer. Subtract that with 337. You'll get the answer as 13. In this case, the answer is plus 13. Therefore, delta H for the equation is equal to plus 13, careful, kilocal. So this is the place where equation was not given for us. They gave me in words. Enthalpy of combustion. Combustion meaning you add O2 and then balance it, and this was given to me. Careful, I didn't write kilojoules because they asked me calories. You should know when to change and when not to change. Getting it? Next. 1 second. Okay, little difficult question will solve. Formation of ethylene again. Ethylene again. In this case, they've given me the equation. Ethylene meaning what? Understand it is C2H4. So we write our required, okay, fine. In the next slide, I'll write required equation in the next slide. Formation meaning right hand side, C2H4 meaning C is required plus H2 is required. Balancing 2C, 2H2 gives me the answer. I go back to the question. Question has given me 1, 2, 3, 3 equations. First one goes like this. H2 plus half O2. Don't change the order also. Gives me H2O. Delta H is equal to minus 286 kilojoule only they gave this time. Careful. Next they gave me C2H2 plus 5 by 2 O2 gives me 2 CO2. This is what they gave me. Delta H. Okay, one second, I forgot. Plus water. I keep forgetting this water thing. Delta H is equal to minus 1297 kilojoule. Okay, next. C2H4. C2H4 plus 3O2 gives me 2 CO2 plus 2 H2O. Delta H is equal to minus 1410. The reason I chose this question is because there are two organic compounds here. Whatever it is, why do we care? We should get the answer. Oh, my guys, one second, one second. This is wrong because, see, this equation is wrong. Let me complete the question. They're telling formation of ethylene from acetylene. This is they give. Now, this is when I saw it right now. Acetylene. So they're asking you to get C2H4. On the right hand side, that's correct. C2H4 using acetylene. Acetylene means what? C2H2. So think common sense. C2H2 plus what gives you C2H4 plus H2? So this is my required equation. Getting it? Now, which means I want C2H2 and H2 on my left hand side. C2H2 and this on the left hand side, right hand side. C2H4 on the right, H2 and C2H2 on the right, left hand side. C2H4 on the RHS. So I retain equation 1 and equation 2, I retain. Okay. Equation 3, I will reverse. That's the idea. So retaining, I let off together. 1 and 2, I'll let off. I'll copy the equation properly. H2 plus half O2. H2 plus half O2 gives me H2O. Delta H, I'll let later. C2H2 plus 5 by 2 O2 gives me 2 CO2 plus water. Then reversing equation 3. Careful. This minus becomes a plus later after reversing. 2 CO2 plus H2O plus 2 H2O gives me C2H4 plus 3O2. Okay. Now, wait. So basically, delta H, I'll have to write. I'll write it later because the balancing is important. What and all can be cut off? Let's see. So if you see 1H2O gives me 2H2O. It gets cancelled with 2H2O. Simple, done. Now 5 by 2 plus 1 by 2. Think for a second. 5 by 2 is 2.5. 1 by 2 is 0.5. 2.5 plus 0.5 gives you 3. So both of them gets cancelled with 3O2. Okay. 2 CO2 got cancelled. In fact, there is absolutely zero changes. I copy paste everything except for the last one. I reverse it. No, so it becomes plus 1410 minus 286 minus 1297 plus. Now what and all is remaining? H2 is remaining plus C2H2 is remaining. Gives me C2H4, which is exactly what I wanted. Delta H, what do? Since there are same signs, you add them. 1297 plus 286. This gives me minus 1583. Minus 1583, my bad. Minus 1583 and plus 1410. The answer gives me 173, but this time it's a minus. Okay, minus 173 is the answer. Delta H is equal to minus 173 kilojoules. Simple. I want to teach you guys this type also. So what's the difference in this question? They're asking, we want formation of ethylene from acetylene. This also is one of the types. The previous question is, they didn't give me the three equations. They gave me what happens when combustion of carbon takes place, hydrogen takes place, and C2H4 takes place, ethylene gas. So usage of words. Combustion meaning add O2. Formation meaning on the right hand side. In this question, formation was there, but in this case, they gave me one of the reactants, acetylene. Okay, we should get used to it. Now, don't ask me, sir, acetylene, how to find, sir? Look at the question only, no. H2 is hydrogen, C2H4, C2H2 only is remaining. Ethylene, will be C2H4. Obviously, acetylene will be the other one. So common sense, basically. Even if you're getting confused in some kind of thing, you'll be able to adjust and get the answer. Okay. So these are the next three types. What I saw in the previous thing only is important, but this also is there in the syllabus. So I can't ignore this. That's why I finished this off. Okay. See you.